Hi, in this video, we'll discuss about the minor scale in music here. Let us dive into this point. So here, this is the next class, which after this major class here, major scale. So when you look at this minor scale, so this is something like which is the model where we discussed in the previous class, that is the major scale itself. Okay, so in major scale where we have discussed here, when I was talking about the scale here, I have taken this scale as a C here, right? So the root one is C, C, D, E, F, G, A, B, right? And I was talking about the distance between this C and D, where we musical terminology, in case of musical terminology, generally we can call this one as a the distance or the difference here. Okay, so the same thing we are going to discuss now also here, that is a minor scale. So in this minor scale, so here we can call this one as a C here, C. This is C, D. Okay, in case of a minor scale, so here we are going to consider this one as a reference scale, right? So the minor scale, for the minor scale here, I'm going to consider the root is as a C. So for this one, it will be like this, where this C scale, C is the first key, and D is the second key, and the third key is not going to be E. Instead, it is going to be in the form of a 2 sharp. You can write it like this as a 2 sharp, or else also what you can do is you can write this one as a 3 flat. This is a 3 flat. Okay, so this 3 flat is also called as a E flat. Likewise, this 2 sharp also can be written as D sharp. D sharp. Okay, and then next letter is going to be, next key is going to be the F. Okay, then next is the G. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the sixth one is going to be, the sixth key in this case, in case of a minor scale, is going to be a 5 sharp, or else you can write like a G sharp. Or also one more thing also you can do, that is here you can write this in the form of a flat, or else you can write it like a 6 flat. That is also right. And the next one is going to be here, that is a 7. So this is the sixth key. The seventh key is going to be a 7 flat, or else you can also write it as a B flat. Whereas this one, if you go in the forward direction, so you can also write this one as a 6 sharp, or else A sharp. So these are the keys here. These are the keys. So when you look at these keys here in this case, okay, so like we have done these calculations, right, when in the previous class. So we are talking about the distance, right, half distance, or there's a 2 halves is equal to 1 full tone, like something like this, right? So the same thing also we have to do it here. That is here, let me do it here. So here the distance between C to D, so this is going to be 1 half tone and another half tone. So totally how much? It is going to be a whole, one complete whole. Likewise, this one is here, after 2, the third key is going to be only half here. So hence what we can do is we can write here this one as a only the half tone, one whole tone, one half tone difference. Okay, some musicians generally they say it is also distance. So when in the previous video I was talking about the term distance, right? So or else you can call it as a difference also, both are fine. Now you can look at here. So this is a half tone, one is a half tone and another half tone. So the distance here is, or the difference is here is one whole tone, one whole tone. Likewise, from here to here, a half and another half. So now the distance is here is what? Yeah, again a whole. Okay. Now from here to here, this is going to be only a half. So this is going to be half here. Okay. Now from 6 flat to 7 flat, it is going to be 1/2 and another half. Okay. So that is going to be 1 whole tone. Okay. I was talking about one more point here. So after B, if you observe, the next key is going to be a C, isn't it? So that key is the key we were talking about, the root key. Okay. So this is going to be the next octave in a C, right? So for example, here this is a, for example, this is a C4, then this is going to be a C5, right? And based on this, what I'm going to do is, so there is another half distance here and another half distance is here, okay, or else another half tone, half semitone, half semitone, okay. So hence we can write here like this, which is another half here, okay. So this is the generally the way we represent. So now if you look at here, what you can say is that here, so in order to write it in a normally in a difference form, so what I'm going to do is, in case of a minor scale, so in case of a minor scale, so it is a 1 whole, half, whole, whole, and half, then whole, half. Okay, so 1 whole, whole, yeah, this is half, whole, 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 half, whole, half, and again this is another, this from here to here, so this is going to be a complete whole, right? So this is another whole here, so here it is going to be a whole, right? So that is whole and whole. So look at here like this, okay, whole, half, whole, whole, half, whole, whole. So like this also we can represent, okay. So you might be wondering why you are getting a sharp or why you are getting a flat, and why can't we, with this musical system cannot be a all the time, it cannot be a unique system, okay. So it's nothing like that. Generally what happens is normally Europeans and Americans, okay, so Europeans usually follow any keynote with a flat system, whereas Americans follow a sharp system, okay. So they move on this, so they give the notations from their left hand side to right hand side. So normally these Americans, these Europeans, generally they take this any notes from from right hand side to left hand side. So that's only the difference, okay. So if you are going to give the notations in this direction, so you are going to easily remember. So whether you want to remember in the form of a flat or whether you want to remember in the form of a sharp, so that's all depends on us. So it's nothing anything like this. One more thing also you can do, that is some musicians, what they do is, instead of writing all these things like this, so C, D sharp like this, so sometimes what you can do is you also can write like this, right? C, D, D sharp, F, G, G sharp, and A sharp. So these are the keys in minor scale, okay. These are the keys in minor scale. The same thing can also be rewritten like this, that is here C, D, E flat, F, G, A flat, B flat. So there is no any difference here, okay. There is no any difference here, okay. The way you are representing is only matters here. So the tonal value, nothing is going to be changed here, okay. So please keep this point in mind, and then just try to understand accordingly here. Thus, if this is the same thing in case of this major scale also, so there is no any difference also here, okay. So these are the things related to the minor scale. And sometimes sometimes some musicians, so what they do, so they cannot remember this, they don't like to remember this many C, D, D flat, and then because the communication, so you want to communicate with other musician, or else you want to remember for when you are playing in a very fast, very in a high beats. So that time what you can do is, so people, they don't want to use such type of convention. So what they'll do is they remember in the form of a number: 1, 2, 3 flat, 4, 5, 6 flat, and 7 flat. This is also right. So instead of remembering this like this, you also can do like this. Okay. Or else the same thing you can do this one again in American style. That is 1, 2, 3 sharp, 4. So 2 sharp. Here 2 sharp will get 2 sharp. Then 4, 5, 5 sharp, and 6 sharp. So this is also right. This is also right here. Okay, the right way of conventional. So like this also you can remember. Okay, or else like this. So in the previous case where when we are discussing about major scale, so that time also we are saying C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Or else instead of this C, you can call it as a 1. D instead of D, you can call it as a 2. E instead of E, you can call it as a 3, and so on. Okay, so A will become 6 and B becomes a 7. So likewise, you can actually try to remember the major scale or minor scale here. So in this class, what we had seen is we have discussed about the minor scale. I hope you understood the meaning of a minor scale here. So these are the things in today's lecture. So please do subscribe to my YouTube channel, and we'll meet again.